Hey, in this video, I'm gonna go over the 4 filming basics so that way you can have a great looking video. Filming basic number 1 is composition. Next is stabilization. Number 3 is lighting. 4 is audio. Let's go over each one of these right now. There are some filming basics that can turn your video from amateur to professional. Today, I'm going to show you how you can easily do this through 5 video composition techniques, also known as framing. And by the way, we're going to the zoo to learn this stuff. The first technique sounds completely obvious. It's keep the camera level. Just like when you hang up a picture on the wall, you don't want it to be crooked. Same goes with video. And I know, you're probably thinking, seriously, you're telling me this? But sometimes when we're in a hurry, it can get overlooked and it can happen to the best of us. So let's visit the flamingos and take a look. Here we have a nice level shot and oops. Now the flamingos are on a hill, except the water isn't going down. Looks a little weird, but it's a little more obvious when you're in a place like this. So remember, keep that shot straight and level. Number 2, use the rule of thirds. Imagine a tic-tac-toe grid on your screen. You basically want the center of attention at the intersections and lines. So we have his face right at an intersection and his body along a horizontal line. It makes for a balanced and better looking shot as opposed to framing the leopard's face smack dab in the middle. Number 3, headroom. Too little or too much, and it can look pretty bad, right? All right, let's head to the next animal. Oh, what's that? Holy moly. All right, let's check out a different animal. A basic rule of thumb is if the subject's eyes are on the top line of the rule of thirds, you'll have enough headroom. So, have you ever seen a video where there is too much headroom? Comment below and let me know. Number 4, looking room. Looking room is when you want to give the person, or in this case a tiger that you're filming, you want to give them space between them and the edge of the screen. If you don't, it's unbalanced and leaves you with an uncomfortable feeling like they're smashed up against a wall that they're staring at. And number 5, the shot size. There's the establishing shot. This is a wide shot that lets viewers get a feel for where they're at. There's the medium shot to give them a closer view. And there's the close-up for an intimate look and feel. Koalas are so cute, oh my goodness. I would love to hear from you. If it was fun to learn this stuff at the zoo, comment below with a yes. And now let's talk about stabilization. Here are 7 ways to instantly make your videos more professional just by the way you stabilize your shot. In other words, no more shaky footage. First, let's start with the gear. Number 1, and I'm sure you've all heard of it, you can use a tripod. Using a tripod is really the golden standard when it comes to a stabilized shot. The concept here is that you have 3 legs that support the camera. Just make sure it's level and you're good to go. Number 2, you can use a monopod. The nice thing about a monopod is that you can move around a whole lot faster to get your shot, so you have a lot more versatility than a tripod. A monopod is great for when you're covering a live event and you're not able to set up shots. Although it isn't cheap, I love my Manfrotto monopod that, seriously, my husband gave to me as a Valentine's gift because I asked for it, and I use it all the time. So now let's talk about how to stabilize a shot without gear. This is great for when you're on the go, and gear, especially something like a tripod, would just hinder you from getting that shot in time. So basically, these next techniques use your body or something else to get those 3 points of contacts, kind of like 3 legs on a tripod. So technique number 3 is what I call the proposal pose, because you kind of look like you're about to propose to someone on one knee, except you have your camera in your hands instead. This is where you get down on one knee and you rest your elbows on the knee that's up. Make sure your body is comfortable and stable and push record. Number 4, the elbow plant. Just find something stable that you can plant your elbows on and you'll have a pretty steady shot. Next, you can use the TRex technique because you kind of look like one. Rawr. Just tuck in those arms and keep as still as possible, or Move yourself in one motion from the waist. There's also the lean look. No, not the mean look. The lean look, where you lean yourself against a wall or a tree and you stabilize yourself and the camera with it. As a side note, you may want to double check to make sure there isn't a trail of ants that you're leaning against too. And number 7, the strap stance. What? No, I did not say lap dance. Tramp stamp? Okay guys, let's just spell this out. The strap stance. For this technique, you put the camera strap around your neck and pull it straight so you have some tension. The strap acts as a third point of contact to give you that extra stabilization. Just like the TRex technique, you can move yourself in one motion from the waist. Just keep in mind that when you are using gear like a tripod, you can zoom in as much as you want and it'll still look super stable. But when you don't have gear, the wider the shot, the better. Because when you zoom in, it'll accentuate every little movement. There you go, 7 ways you can instantly make your videos more professional just by the way you stabilize your shot. And I would love to hear from you. Comment below with which technique was your favorite. Alrighty, now let's talk about lighting. I'm gonna give you 4 simple tips on how to light videos, so that way you or whoever's on camera can look their very best. I'm Patricia Kelikani and I teach how to make pro videos in a fun and simple way to grow your business. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. It doesn't matter how great of a camera you have, the visual quality is all about the lighting. And this is where you can really make or break a video. And by the way, today we're using lights that only cost $60. That's for 2 of these lights and the stands. Normally, when we make client videos, we're using lights that cost about $1,500. And this is what it looks like without any lights. All I have is a window open in the office, and that's it. And literally, it only took me 10 minutes, actually 7 minutes to be exact, to set up these lights. So let's dive into my 4 simple tips on how to get great lighting with video. Number 1, use soft light. Soft lighting is the most flattering type of light. It smooths skin, gives soft shadows, and my favorite, hides bags from under your eyes. For this part-time working mama who often moonlights till midnight, this is a must. So there are 2 different ways to get soft lighting. You can either diffuse the light or bounce the light. To diffuse the light, you put something in front of your light source. In this case, we're putting diffusion material in front of the light that came in a light kit. You can also use something like a white shower curtain or sheet, or hold a reflector in front of your light. You can also bounce the light off of something white, like a white wall, ceiling, or white foam board. The key principle in diffusing or bouncing light is that it's taking a small light source and making it big. Because the bigger the light source, the softer it's going to be. Make sure and watch my video on 3-point lighting right here so you can learn exactly where to place your lights. Tip number 2 is having catch light in the eyes. This draws attention to the eyes, which is really where you want the viewer to look. So basically, the bigger the key light, the bigger the catch light you'll have in the eyes. Catch light really makes a person stand out and makes them look alive. Tip number 3 is to use backlight. Using backlight makes a person in the video pop out from the background, and the viewer watching can connect with them more easily. Backlight is also called hair light because you're basically adding a rim or halo effect around the person's head. And tip number 4, use the right color temperature. So there are basically 2 different color temperatures. You have daylight, which is a wider, cooler temperature like the outdoors, which is why it's called daylight. And you have tungsten, which is like a traditional lamp with that orange hue color to it. The most important factor to remember is that you want to light the subject or the person in the video with the same color temperature. So in my office, I have a large window that lets in some daylight, and so that's why we're using lights that have the daylight color temperature. And above me, on my ceiling, I have a tungsten light. So we make sure and turn off that tungsten light so that we don't mix the 2 color temperatures. If you want, you can add some contrast to your video by lighting the background a different color temperature. So for example, in my audio video, I have a tungsten light popping up on the wall, but I'm lit with daylight. There you go, 4 simple tips on how to make your videos look professional with great lighting. And now let's talk about audio. There are some easy filming basics on how to record great audio, because if no one can hear you, Houston, we have a problem. And in order to get great audio, you need to buy a microphone. If you have a high quality brand, you need to make high quality videos to match your brand. So the good news is that I have 3 recommendations, all under 25 bucks to get you started. And just to compare, when I make videos for my clients or when we work on our TV show, we use microphones that cost between $600 and $1,200. So $25 is a steal compared to the built-in microphones that's on your camera or your phone or your computer. So here are 4 video audio tips to record better audio and 3 different microphones, all under 25 bucks to get you started. Okay, first, let's dive into the 4 quick tips of recording audio. Number 1, find a quiet place. Like when I have the house all to myself, it's super quiet. Because usually it's not. Number 2, project your voice. That means don't be shy on camera. Speak from the gut, which is something I have to remind myself to do too. Number 3, be in a place with good acoustics. Like in my office, it's a pretty small space with carpet on the floor that helps dampen the sound. Compared to if you're in a room with hard floor and tile, do you hear that echoey sound? Doesn't sound too good. And number 4, aim the microphone near your mouth. This way it'll pick up your voice a lot better. And since we're talking about microphones, let's get right into my very budget-friendly microphone recommendations. First up is this lavalier. This is a tiny little microphone that you pin on your clothes. If you're starting out and are on a budget, I recommend the Boya BY-M1. For 17 bucks, you really can't go wrong. My favorite thing about this is that you can use it for either your smartphone or a camera. Just flip the switch and plug it in. Plus, it has a 20-foot long cable, so if you want, you can sit pretty far away from your camera and still get good audio. Okay, so this is what it sounds like with just the built-in microphone on my GH5. So it sounds pretty bad, right? I am about 5.5 feet away from the camera. And now let's plug in this microphone. Okay, so now we are on this $20 microphone, the Boya BY-M1. And guys, doesn't it sound so much better? So if you have 20 bucks, you have no excuses to use the built-in on-camera microphones. Another type of microphone is the shotgun microphone. These are mics hidden from the viewer, which I love about them. This $25 Takstar interview microphone attaches to your camera. Because of this, you want to get closer to your camera so that it sounds better. Okay, so this is what it sounds like, which is the built-in microphone that's on my camera. Now we are recording on the $25 Takstar interview shotgun microphone, and I am sitting at about 5.5 feet away from my camera. So if I get closer, it'll actually sound better. Basically, the closer you are, the better when it comes to these microphones. I mean, obviously you don't want to be super close, but sitting at about 2 to 3 feet away is what you want to go for. And the third type of microphone is this $22 USB microphone. So this is great if you're using your computer to record a video, or if you're recording voiceover for a video, or even podcasts. There you go, 3 budget-friendly microphones and 4 simple audio tips to help you record professional sounding videos. And I also want to tell you about my new guide and training video, where I show you how to film yourself professionally with a phone. Boost your know, like, and trust factor with this guide, and trust me guys, you're gonna love seeing yourself on video. To get access to this free course, just click the link below. If this video was helpful, I would love it if you clicked that thumbs up and subscribed to my channel.